Rutina. Hi, Bianca. I'm Shar
Hi.
Jossell with that Grape Juice.
Hi.
Hi, I've talked to you both before on carpet, so this is fun. And as a fan of the show, I have to know, let's just jump right into it. Bianca, in your own words, what can viewers expect from this upcoming final season of Queen Sugar?
The Reckoning.
The Reckoning. You care to elaborate on that?
Um, the Reckoning in all ways, you know?
Okay. I'm on the edge of my seat because this show really takes you through an emotional roller coaster. I have to know for you, Rutina. I know for me, one of my personal, storylines that'll just never die is when Nova wrote the book, the expose, exposing everyone, and ultimately affecting all of her family. I have to know, what are some memorable moments for you?
I don't know if that's memorable because nobody liked me. I did not have fun. My least favorite season. Like, no, seriously, it is my least. Yes, because I'm an empath. Like, I'm a feeler anyway. So, like, when I would go on set and to literally have like each cast member that I know and love dearly looking at me like death and looking at me like, you did this to us, it's your fault. I mean, I remember asking Ava one time, like, I was like, how long is this gonna go on? Like, how are they gonna hate me forever? Because this really, really, really sucks. But I'll say that to say, when I was on the other side of it, when Nova became, on the side of sort of standing up and facing her own responsibilities for it, that was the beautiful part for me, because seeing the family come back together and seeing them decide to forgive her, not forget, but to forgive, and also to say to some of them, to say to her, and yes, I healed, thank you. Like, I didn't like how you did it, but the why, I totally understand. So that was like beautiful to see, because I think in the Black community, sometimes as families, we can have secrets and things. No one wants to talk about it, right? Until someone does. And then usually when it is talked about, people start to heal in ways that they could never have thought that they would ever heal. And you couldn't have forced them into it. It had to happen like naturally. So it's a beautiful thing to showcase that, I think, on a show, so that other families out there can be like, ooh, maybe I need to tell mama about that time. Like, whatever it is for you, I think you need to have a space where you can do that, and hopefully that it's a safe space, and listen, because I love my castmates so much and we get along so much, we were able to do that with each other. Like, we could get really raw with each other, and it got really ugly. And then when it was time for us to be together and full of joy, we were capable of doing that too. Because we started with love. I think this cast started with love. So yeah, that was fourth season it was a doozy. And I remember being like, as an actor, I was like, this does not feel good. Like, I don't like all of the stuff I'm getting. Like, keep it. I don't want the stuff, but we had to show that, because it's important for people to see, the how of everything. And then it's important for people to see like the reckoning, but the everything behind it, like the sort of forgiveness but behind it all, because we all make mistakes, right? And at the end of the day, Nova is human. So
and that's something that I hadn't even factored in until you started talking, like what some of like the viewers and fans might have projected onto you, or what your social media landscape must have looked like as a person, as Rutina, not as Nova.
People were like, I'm done watching the show because of you. I am not watching the show anymore. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, wait, but I'm Rutina. I'm not Nova.
Bianca, I have to know, Darla is such a fan favorite, but Darla's character comes from a place of some struggle. She's had her ups and downs. I need to know, for you as an actress, what was the most challenging aspect of playing a character like this?
Interestingly enough, the thing that I was the most worried about when I started was being a believable mother. I didn't have any like babies in my life, but then I realized she's learning how to be a mother as well. So it wasn't any of the heavier thing. It was It was those kinds of things. And I heard an actress once say that people think, oh, the crying or this or that. She's like, you know what's really hard to do is to be in a scene with someone that's your husband in the movie that you've been married to for, say, 40 years, and say, pass the salt, as though you really have been married for 40 years, you know? It's those textures and those small nuances. And so it's really like that. I mean, it's all of the, it's really a gift to get to go to those depths for me, because you don't always get to do that. Usually things aren't as layered, as nuanced. I love the scenes personally where I have no lines, where it's like Darla and a bottle. Darla and you know what I mean? Like, I love those scenes, because then it's like you're having the dialogue with yourself, with the object. So I all of the things, so even, I mean, there have been scenes where I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay, there's a scene, I wish I could talk about it, but in this new season where it's everyone together and I have to do this thing and to Nova, and that starts in one room, goes in another. And I remember for some reason, and we'd already shot the second part of it, which should have been the scarier part, right? For some reason, that first beat that we shot like a week later, I remember just being panicked. I was like, I can't feel anything. I feel totally shut down. I was talking to Chaz, our showrunner, and I was like, I can't feel anything, and she's supposed to have this thing, and I'm shutting down, like I don't feel anything, I don't know what to do, and I'm panicking. And then, it's always in the mind, right? The anxiety and all of that. And then we did it. And once you get it out the first time, and everybody's in there with you, like so in there with you, and she gave everybody a direction, and it like helped me so much. And so it's always like these little moments of things where I'll get the script. It wasn't one overarching thing. I'm like, I don't know how to do this, or I think I'm fine. And then I get there and suddenly I'm like having all this anxiety about it, this panic, and I feel very shy. And I know it sounds weird to get shy in an environment that you've been acting in forever. I'm like, but everybody's watching, and and maybe certain things are more vulnerable for you to do, right? Like certain people, it's like crying is vulnerable, but sometimes for people that don't express their anger ever that much, expressing that rage is very vulnerable feeling. So it's always different for different people.
I can only imagine, and I know that you all have always had fun guest stars, David Allen Greer. There's been a number. In this upcoming season, there's everyone from Ann Nesby to Vanessa Bell Calloway to Tracy Toms. I want to know what the culture on set is like. What's the feel on set as you all are doing these very dramatic, I mean, there's joy in the show, but it's a lot of drama. What's the culture on set? What's the feel?
I feel like, go ahead. I feel like I always love all the guest stars that come on, and I feel like everyone, to me, that I've experienced, like really come to play, really come to get in it, and are excited to get to bounce the ball back with you. And I think, us being actors too, and knowing what that's like, and knowing what it's like to be a new person on a set that's already established. Like, I'm always conscious of that when there's a new person in the makeup and hair trailer. I always want to make them feel warm and welcome, because I know what that's like. Like when you're like, I don't know, So I get excited because it's like new people to play with, and they're all like fans of the show and are coming with it. So it ignites you. It ignites something new in you.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for joining me, and we'll talk soon, I'm sure, on a carpet. I'm looking forward to it, September 6th. Thanks so much.
8/7 Central. You're welcome. Thank
you.